everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hollyoaks' longest-serving character Tony Hutchinson has never been far from the village drama. When the show jumped forward a year in time, one of the biggest reveals was that Tony and wife Diane were getting a divorce, and he was in a new relationship with Marie. Diane has struggled to come to terms with Tony moving on, and when their son Ro was recently caught drinking at school, she led him to believe that the wine bottle was hers and she had relapsed. Later this month, Ro's drinking continues to go unnoticed, and Diane's lies have disastrous consequences when he is found unconscious on New Year's Eve and is rushed to hospital. Digital Spy caught up with Nick Pickard, who has played Tony for almost 3 decades, for an exclusive chat about this dramatic New Year's story, Tony's new relationship with Marie, and why this has been his toughest year yet in the soap. As New Year approaches, where do we find Tony and Diane? Diane has allowed Tony to think that she's gone back on the bottle, so he thinks all along that Diane's fallen off the wagon. She's not been telling him because she's using it as a reason to get back with Tony, because he's been sympathetic to her, and making her dinner and hanging round again. What is Tony's relationship with Ro like at this point? Because Diane's been telling him that she has relapsed, he hasn't seen any issues with Ro. It's only when he notices Ro drunk once and he realizes. But because of Diane's lies, he's not had any reason to believe it's Ro who is developing a problem. That's Tony's first realization of what's been going on with Ro. He's been drinking, and Tony finds him unconscious on the floor. He phones the ambulance and its panic stations, like any parent would be, and he and Diane get into the hospital. With the strain of it all, there are mixed emotions flying everywhere on New Year's Eve for Tony and Diane. But the truth will come out and there will be fireworks. I have to admit, it's been very difficult. Obviously, I've been working with Alex Fletcher, who plays Diane, for near on 10 years, and over the years we've had a lot of storylines. There's been ups and downs. She's been with my dad, I've been with her daughter. But the characters have always managed to work through it. And then there was the jump forward in September, and we didn't really know what had happened in the interim. When you jump forward and you don't really know the backstory of it, it's always a bit harder. And then to suddenly not be working with someone, and working with someone totally different, it's just very hard for all of us. Like, what's happened? Why have we broken up? There's not really an explanation. It's all going to come out later what happened in the missing year, but we don't really know ourselves yet. We're dealing with so many other storylines at the minute, so ours has taken a little back seat. But I'm sure it will come out in the future. It's probably been the toughest year I've ever had, and I'll have been there 30 years next year. Obviously, we've lost a lot of our friends and colleagues have moved on, and that's just the way of the business at the minute. But it feels like the show is really getting back to where it was a few years ago, so that's good for everyone. What has it been like working with Rita Simons and creating a new dynamic with Tony and Marie? It's been great working with her. She's an old pro as well, being in EastEnders for so long. I've been ever so lucky during my time in Hollyoaks to work with Alex as well, who was in Brookside since she was a baby. They're so easy to work with. Rita's the same as Alex, and we all get on great. The main thing for me after all these years is to get your work done, have a laugh and go home, and those two share the same way of working. It's been exciting, and it's been new. It's hard when you're just put in the story rather than building up to it. We've had no romancing scenes. You're just now in a relationship straight away, which is a bit odd because you didn't see the build-up. It's always harder when you do it like that, but we've got there now. I think we're okay. Who do you think is a better match for Tony, Diane, or Marie? It doesn't matter what I think. I just go with who I'm told to go with. Laughs. The way I've played it in my head is that with Diane's drinking and everything that happened before the flash forward, Tony and Diane just fell out of love with each other. More so for Tony because it was quite a strain on him and he had so many problems to deal with. It was just too much for him, and I think found comfort in the arms of another woman, which happens in life sometimes. He's in the honeymoon period with Marie at the moment, but no doubt there's trouble ahead for those two. Nothing ever stays harmonious in Hollyoaks for long, does it? Well, I think Tony's going to be spending a bit more time with his son after the events of New Year's Eve, and what happens in the aftermath. The bullying from Arlo also carries on. They've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up with all of that too. Will we continue to see Tony's plans to reopen his restaurant next year? I don't want to tell you too much, but we're doing all that stuff now, basically. That's been quite exciting, getting the hutch back. It's been great and having a lot of fun with all the new stuff. So next year, we've got the new hutch restaurant opening, and then there's a lot of trouble with Marie's children, shall we say. As we gear up for a brand new year, Hollyoaks is set to deliver its trademark mix of explosive drama, emotional twists, and jaw-dropping cliffhangers. Nick Pickard, who has played Tony Hutchinson since the show's inception in 1995, recently dropped hints about a gripping storyline that will see his character plunged into yet another turbulent chapter of his life. In an exclusive interview, Nick revealed that 2024 promises a roller coaster for Tony, one that could shake the very foundations of the Hutchinson family. Tony's New Year woes. Tony Hutchinson has faced more than his fair share of challenges over the years: affairs, illnesses, kidnappings, and family betrayals. But according to Nick Pickard, the upcoming storyline will push Tony into uncharted territory. Tony's always been a survivor, Nick shared. But what's coming up next is something he's never dealt with before. It's going to test his resilience, his relationships, and even his sense of identity. Nick was careful not to give away too much, but he did tease that the storyline revolves around a shocking betrayal from someone close to Tony. This isn't just a minor disagreement, he explained. It's the kind of thing that could change the dynamic of Tony's world forever. A new villain in town. Fans have speculated that the storyline may introduce a new antagonist to the village. Someone who has a personal vendetta against Tony. While Nick remained tight-lipped about the specifics, he hinted at a connection to Tony's past. There's a lot of history in Hollyoaks, he said. And sometimes the past has a way of catching up with you. Tony's going to learn that the hard way. Could this be a former friend or family member seeking revenge? Or perhaps an entirely new character with their sights set on taking Tony down? Whatever the case, it's clear that Tony's new year will be far from peaceful. Family tensions boil over. As the head of the Hutchinson clan, Tony often finds himself at the center of family drama, and 2024 will be no exception. According to Nick, the storyline will have significant repercussions for Tony's relationships with his wife, Diane, and his children. Tony's always tried to keep his family together, no matter what, Nick said. But this time, he might not be able to fix things. There are going to be some very emotional scenes, and viewers will see a side of Tony they haven't seen before. One of the most intriguing hints Nick dropped was about a major confrontation between Tony and his teenage son, Beau. Beau's growing up and starting to assert his independence, which leads to some real clashes with Tony, he revealed. It's a classic father-son dynamic, but with the added pressure of everything else Tony's dealing with, it's going to reach a breaking point. A shocking twist. Hollyoaks is known for its unexpected twists, and this storyline will be no different. Nick teased that the plot will feature a moment so shocking, it could rival some of the show's most iconic reveals. There's a twist coming that I think will leave fans absolutely stunned, he said. It's one of those moments where you think you know what's happening, and then suddenly, everything changes. Could this twist involve the mysterious betrayal Nick hinted at? Or is there another secret lurking in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered? Behind the scenes. Nick also opened up about what it's been like to film such an intense storyline. It's been challenging but incredibly rewarding, he said. The scripts are fantastic, and the whole cast and crew have been amazing. We're really pushing ourselves to deliver something special for the audience. He added that working on the storyline has reminded him of why he loves playing Tony. After nearly 30 years on the show, it's incredible to still have the opportunity to explore new sides of the character. Tony's been through so much, but he's still evolving, And that's what makes him so interesting to play. What fans can expect. While Nick couldn't reveal everything, he promised that the storyline would be worth the wait. It's going to be dramatic, emotional, and full of surprises, he said. Fans are in for a real treat. He also encouraged viewers to share their thoughts and theories on social media. One of the best things about Hollyoaks is the fan community, he said. I love seeing how invested people are in the storylines and characters. So keep the theories coming, you never know, you might be onto something. Looking ahead. As Hollyoaks prepares to kick off 2024 with a bang, it's clear that Tony Hutchinson will once again find himself at the heart of the drama. Whether he'll come out stronger or be left picking up the pieces remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, it's going to be a storyline fans won't want to miss. So, mark your calendars and get ready for an unforgettable new year in Hollyoaks Village. With Nick Pickard promising drama, heartbreak, and plenty of surprises, it's shaping up to be a storyline for the ages. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.